Buenos fucking dias, America. Jericho Green here with you again. Early in the morning. It's currently 06:35. Man, there's been a lot of things going on the last couple of days. This news cycle is fucking cray, as the kids would say. I'll probably do a second video today, but this video is about Trump doing a little S.N.A.P reform, a little welfare reform. And it's targeting able-bodied individuals ages 18 to 49. Now, there's like 36 states who have waivers, who use waivers to extend the period they can have welfare. Because right now, it's like they're only allowed to be on it for 3 months inside of a 3-year period. And states can stockpile these. That's what's his name? Purdue, he was saying that they stockpile them. So it's kind of like rollover minutes. If you don't use them, you can just stack them up to the next. And he wants to stop that. And you can also have you can also use the waiver if you're enrolled in if you're enrolled in school or some kind of job program, they'll extend that. But why the fuck are you on welfare and you're able-bodied? I don't those two, that's oil and water. How do those fucking mix? If you're able-bodied, get your able ass out there and work. Now, this S.N.A.P program shit didn't start until Kennedy. This was like the 60s, 61, when they started the whole war on poverty bullshit. So what were people doing before the early 60s, before S.N.A.P? How did they eat if they needed help? Well, they probably leaned on their family, their friends, the church, themselves. They probably went out and got another job. You know, the economy was kind of booming after World War II. So I don't understand. Why do you need S.N.A.P? Well, Jericho, they're in school, they're students. Well, do like every other college student has in the past. Eat bologna sandwiches and Cheerios, motherfucker, and work. Deliver pizza. I don't know. Get a job somewhere. Why do you need government assistance if you're able-bodied? And something like 45 million people are on welfare. Almost half of them are children. So what kind of piece of shit is having a child when you can't afford one? See, people get this automatic sympathy because they have a child. No, you lay down, let somebody climb on top of you and go, inside of you. You don't get sympathy for that. Now, if you work at a fire station and you walk outside and there's a basket with a fucking baby in it, you didn't ask for that. That's different. But if you got pregnant and had a baby, well, I guess it's time to get to work, motherfucker. I've worked with women who'd work up until their delivery date. So why do you need public assistance? Why is your child on public assistance? Well, Jericho, the dad died. Okay, that's rare. Well, the dad left. Well, maybe you should have picked a better dude to get pregnant by. What, this dude became a piece of shit overnight after he figured out you were pregnant? You knew this dude was a fucking turd when you laid down with him. Next. You get no sympathy from me for that bullshit. If there are circumstances you can't control and you need a little help, that's fine. That's what it's for. But it's temporary. And you should not be allowed to have a baby when you're on welfare. Period. You can't afford to take care of yourself or the one baby you have, and you're going to have another one? You're just being fucking stupid. Why do I have to pay for your fucking stupidity? Stop having babies. Why don't you take some of your S.N.A.P money and get a fucking hysterectomy? I've seen it. I've seen them come in with their EBT cards. And see, back in the day, when I was a kid, I knew people on welfare. So you used to get these containers of like meat, and it just said meat, and the can just said cheese, and it just said peanut butter. This is before nutrition facts, kids. So you just got what you need to survive, is my point. Meat, cheese, grains, you get some powdered milk, whatever it takes to make a turd. You know what I mean? That's what you got. But now it's different. They've taken away the stigma. They've taken away the shame of it. Now you get this slick little card called an EBT card, and you can buy whatever the fuck you want. Some young motherfucker in his 20s came into my work yesterday and bought a fucking organic cold brew coffee with an EBT card. Why do you get a $3 bottle of organic cold brew coffee and you can't afford to feed yourself? Is that essential? No. But they want that. They want you to suckle at the... Here, come here. Let me pull out this government tit. Why don't you suck on that? They want to take care of you because they want you to give them power. They want your votes. They don't give a fuck about you. But I'm all for S.N.A.P reform. Shit, I'm all for getting rid of it. Like I said, except for people who really need it. If there's circumstances you can't control, here you go. But if you can control it, fuck you. Close your legs, stop doing drugs, or you know what? Keep your legs open. Keep doing drugs, but pay for that shit yourself. I read a couple articles, and even Nancy Pelosi, that fucking demon, was like, oh, this is the definition of cruelty, taking food away from poor people. Look, bitch, there are no starving people in America. Let me say that again. There are no starving people in America. I live near a very touristy area, all right? There are restaurants, there are hotels, there are places you can go to get food if you really want it. You know what you do? You clean yourself up and you go ask. You ask for work, you ask for food. You do what you have to do to feed yourself and your family. You get no sympathy because you got 4 kids and you can't afford them. You dumbass, you shouldn't have had 4 kids you couldn't afford. Well, they had the babies before they got married. Mistake number 1, dummy. Don't have kids until you're married, until you have a partner to help you take care of your family. You don't need a fancy degree to figure that shit out. Welfare needs to be reformed from top to fucking bottom. I've seen a woman come in and buy stuff. She had 2 carts. 2 carts of food, 2 kids. The kids didn't look the same, and that bitch didn't have a ring on. So it sounds to me like she made poor decisions with her vagina. That's not my fault. That's not my responsibility. This bitch had prawns and steaks and organic this and grass-fed that. Do you know how expensive that shit is? I can't afford most of that shit because you're eating it. I can't afford because I gotta provide for your dumb, bad decision-making ass. Able-bodied? If you're able-bodied, get the fuck off of welfare. I see students, there's a college near here, CSUMB, Cal State University, Monterey Bay. Monterey Bay is Latin for expensive as fuck. So if you come here to go to college, why are you on public assistance? You have money. Kids who go to CSUMB got dough. So why the fuck are you coming in here paying for your fucking Asian chicken salad and your organic kombucha with an EBT card? If you can't afford it, you can't have it. Period. Didn't your parents ever tell you that before you go in the store? Don't ask for nothing, because we can't afford it. So you can't have it. But the kids are starving. Nobody's fucking starving in this country. We got fat, stray dogs. You know what? I don't know if I've ever told this story or not, but I'm going to tell it. One night, some friends of ours brought over some pizza from Pizza Hut. There was some left over. So I think it sat out overnight or some shit. So I throw it away. When I come home from work the next night, there are 2 raccoons coming out of the trash can in front of our house. When they jumped out of the trash can, they left the lid open. I walked by and glanced in the lid, or glanced inside the trash can. They didn't even touch the pizza. We have such an excess of food in this country that the scavengers are picky. Those raccoons didn't touch 4 slices of fucking pizza. So don't tell me people are starving. We got little fat kids with a mouthful of silver teeth looking like Lil Jon, and you're gonna tell me that people are starving? Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody starving in this fucking country. Why don't you interview somebody that lives in fucking Goa, India on the street walking through knee-deep raw sewage and let them tell you about starving. Some of them fucking Somalian kids with flies buzzing around their mouth. Ask them what it's like to starve. Not these fat, poor people we have in America. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody's starving. And it's not cruelty to take people off of welfare. It's not cruelty. And you want to talk about cruelty, how about having your kid be on public assistance? That's cruel. And it's not like they're coming in buying the kids fucking baby carrots and hummus. These little motherfuckers are getting candy and soda. I used to deliver beer. And I remember going into this store. It was around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And this mom is in here, again, no wedding ring, with this little boy, about 6 years old. This little turd grabs a bag of hot Cheetos and a Sprite at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. Got a row of silver teeth, looks like that dude from Moonraker. Like he could bite through a fucking steel cable. And his mom paid for it with what? Not cash, not a debit card. That bitch used food stamps. So don't tell me kicking people off of welfare is taking food out of their mouth. Get a job. Stop having a bunch of fucking babies. I've had 2 jobs. Remember those Jamaicans on The Living Color? They had 9 jobs. I got 9 jobs. There's a surplus of jobs. There's like 1 million more jobs than people to fill them. So get your ass off of welfare and get to work. What's the problem? Where's the cruelty? But these assholes want to tell you that it's cruel, so you feel bad and say, hey, don't take their benefits away. There's something like $60 billion a year we spend on welfare. You think some of that can go to something better? A wall? This shit is ridiculous. Cruel. It's cruel to take our money that we could be using for our families and our betterment and give it to some lazy piece of shit who wants to lay on her back and have a bunch of fucking babies. Or wants to come into my fucking work all red-faced because you're still drunk and buy your food with your debit card, or buy your alcohol with your debit card and then pay for the rest of it on EBT. And do you know they have EBT cash accounts? It's not just, there's EBT food and there's EBT cash. They can take out cash. It's an ATM card. They can, and that's another thing one of the articles said, I think it was CNN I was reading, was saying that they can take out cash to buy food. Yeah, because they're taking out cash to buy food. Man, get the fuck out of here with that. You ain't buying no food. You're buying alcohol, you're buying drugs, you're buying cigarettes, you're buying lottery tickets and TVs and shit, which is fine, just don't do it with my fucking money. I could be putting that money to better use than your dumb ass. Man, reform welfare again and again and again until the fraud stops. Cruelty. I got your fucking cruelty right here. Now I've arrived at my place of employment. I gotta go. You know how it goes, people. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on the Twitters @Green_Jericho. I'm Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.